Hi guys, Thatnub here. I was looking through some of the comments in the Back to Eden Garden videos, and one of them here was talking about aquaponics. And before I answered, I had to look it up because I didn't know what aquaponics was. But after looking it up, I've really started to get an interest for it, especially since I have in my office here this fish tank, which I have completely ignored for maybe the last year. I haven't changed the water in it. I maybe add water every once and again, but that water's pretty much filthy. I feed the fish in there every night. There's just a goldfish and an algae eater and some other fish in there, and they're the only ones that ever survive in this tank. No matter how many fish I put in there, they all seem to just disappear. I don't take them out, and I don't see them on the floor anywhere. They're not running away. They're just no longer there. So I think one of these three are taking care of them. So I'm thinking about taking this, putting it down underneath, and then putting up here an aquaponics bed. So that's what I'm going to do tonight, is empty this out, take the rocks out, get them all cleaned up, transport the fish into a smaller tank for the night, move this down into the lower spot here, fill it up with water again, and get this little aquaponics system set up. We'll see how it goes. As you can see, we've taken the aquarium off and put it down here on the bottom, cleaned it out. We still have our little goldfish here, and back underneath there is the tail of our algae eater. Our other little fish didn't make the trip, so we had to flush him. We'll get some more fish in here though. I got this pump, and it should be strong enough to put the water up into the bed. Here's some hose for it. In the tank, I got some aeration going. Here's another one here. So it's getting a lot of air in there. I didn't put the rocks back in. I was kind of worried about having too much weight on this stand. I know it'll hold all the rocks and the water and some more weight on top of that, but I didn't want to overdo it, so I just left the rocks out. I'm sure the fish will be fine. But I have been thinking that when I build the top part here, I can use all of these aquarium rocks as my media instead of having to go and buy like pea gravel or whatever it is that we decide on. I've been playing with this stuff for a while, and it's pretty loose and airy in there, so I might just use this. I do have quite a bit of it, not enough for what we're going to be doing, but I have about half of it. So all I'd have to do is get the other half. Maybe I can mix in some gravel with this. That'd probably work out well too. So that's where we're at so far. I just need to build this frame for the bed. You can see here, I moved the tank out from the wall, probably about a foot or so out from the wall. What I'm going to do is build my my bed from here across this and out here a bit. So it'll probably be almost 3 feet wide, and this tank here is 2 feet long, so it'll probably be a 3x2 tank, or not tank but bed. I think that should be enough for us to at least play with. We'll get back to you guys when I have the materials, figure out how I'm going to build the grow bed here, and we'll keep going there. So I have the bed built, and I put it over the fish tank. Made it pretty wide and long so I have enough room to play with stuff in here. I was kind of worried about the weight, so I put these boards attached into the sides to help support it. We've got a hole here drilled for the overflow, some overflow piping, putting the plastic down right now. We'll get back to you when that part's finished. So we've laid our plastic in, and stapled it to the board here. What I did for drainage is I got a little PVC pipe, put it up just underneath the lip of the bed, and then I drilled 2 little holes on each side here, and then 2 little holes on each side here, and that should let a little bit of water trickle through, but the majority of it should go through this part of the pipe. And if it doesn't and it starts to overflow, I have an overflow pipe here, which is big enough to handle all of the water that's coming in, so I won't have to worry about it spilling anywhere. I got that elbowed there and elbowed down there to come underneath and then pour back into the fish tank. So we will let that dry for a little bit, and we'll come back and see if it's watertight. That was about as fun as watching the sealant dry, but it's all dry now. And you see I've drilled some bigger holes in the PVC pipe here to allow more water to go through. And just so we don't get any of the media falling into here, I have my cap here with some holes drilled in that. So let's go ahead and give it a test. Okay, the pump turned on, so we're just going to watch this fill up for a little bit. The pump turned off okay. It didn't hit the overflow at all, so it looks like we have found the right drainage. Now we're just going to see how long it takes to drain all the water out. It's been 20 minutes and most of our water is drained out. I don't see any leaks in the bed anywhere above or below it. So we're going to go ahead and add our media. Today I went out and bought some of this Hydroton. This stuff is expensive. This is probably $40 per bag. And I got 2 of these bags. And I'm rinsing one of them off right now. In fact, I'll show you that. I took one of these recycle containers and drilled a couple extra holes in it. Put about half a bag of that Hydroton in it, and then have the hose filling it up and rinsing it out. The first batch of this I did, I only rinsed it out twice. Thought it was clear enough. Put it in the bed, ran the water, and I got a little bit of red tint to my aquarium tank. So I'm going to flush this one out about 5 or 6 times. And let's show you what it looks like in the tank. I found out the Hydroton floats. When I started filling the bed full of water, a couple of the little balls went down my overflow, so I'm going to have to put like a mesh wire or something on that. This is just half of one of the bags. I'm going to do probably the other half in here and then see how deep that is. Down here, I don't know if you guys can really see it or not, there's a little bit of a reddish tint to the water, so that's why I'm draining it out a lot. Make sure I get all of that dust and powder and stuff out of here. And I put this little light down here because I noticed that my little goldfish was just hiding in the corner banging his head against the glass because I don't think he really knew where he was going. He used to swim back and forth in this tank all day long, and now he's just kind of chilling over there on the side. I think I'm going to take the goldfish out and use some other fish to start this with. I just haven't figured out which one I'm going to use yet. 2 bags of Hydroton was just enough to fill my grow bed. So we have the system up and running now. Just need to put some fish in there, give them a couple of weeks to get the levels the way we want them to be, and then we can start planting. So I'll send you guys an update once that happens. For now, thanks for watching. See you guys in a couple of weeks.